What's up guys, Justin here of Figatech, and just a few months ago we reviewed the Infinix HOT 10S. Besides its shortcomings, we thought that it was still a solid daily driver for its below 6,000 pesos price tag. Now Infinix is back with this HOT 11S and it sure got notable upgrades while still maintaining an entry-level price. We've been using this for some days now and let's see if this is the phone for you. Keep on watching for our full review. Coming in with a refined design, the Infinix HOT 11S has a wavy pattern at the back that gives a gradient look when viewing the phone from different angles. Up close, you'll also see some subtle shimmers that actually give a graphite illusion. On the upper left, you'll find its protruding oblong-shaped camera module that houses the triple rear cameras and a quad LED flash. Also found here at the back are its fingerprint scanner and a simple Infinix logo. While from afar it can be mistaken with a glass build, however when holding the phone you'll immediately notice its all-plastic curved body with a glossy finish that's insanely prone to fingerprint smudges. That's why we highly suggest placing a case on. Now despite the plastic material, the HOT 11S is rather hefty at 205 grams, but nonetheless it's still comfortable to grip. What we have here is in the polar black color, but it also comes in either green wave or 7-degree purple. 4 buttons and ports situated on the left side is a triple card slot for 2 nano SIM cards and a micro SD card for up to 256GB. Meanwhile, on the right are the volume rocker and the power button that are all easy to reach. There's nothing on top, but there's a slogan embedded that says the future is now. Okay, then heading over to the bottom, we get a 3.5mm audio jack, primary microphone, main loudspeaker, and a USB Type-C port, which is nice to see since the HOT 10S still had a micro USB port. Up front, this Infinix HOT 11S sports a 6.78-inch IPS LCD display with fairly slim bezels and a punch hole notch on the upper middle right below the earpiece. It's a slightly smaller display compared to its predecessor, but this seems to be a tad bit more vibrant. Specifically, it has a resolution of 2480 by 1080 pixels, a pixel density of 399 pixels per inch, a 90Hz refresh rate option, and a 180Hz touch sampling rate. It might not be as good as an AMOLED screen, yet it still offers a smooth and bright display with punchy colors and decent viewing angles. Overall, this display is alright. It's something you'd expect in its range, and it's good enough for browsing through your social media apps, gaming, and streaming videos. For protection, it has a layer of NEG Denorex T2X1 and a pre-installed screen protector on top. In the settings, you can turn on the dark theme if you prefer, toggle the refresh rate to 60, 90, or auto switch, then you can also adjust the touch sensitivity and speed. Additionally, from the drop-down control center, you can use the peek-proof button that will trigger a transparent black layer on the display, so your screen isn't easy to read for people around you. As for audio, similar to other Infinix smartphones, it's backed with DTS sound for a better audio experience, so you can customize the equalizer if you like. We get a dual stereo speaker setup that can surprisingly get loud enough for a small room without sounding too teeny. Then again, the quality is fair within the highs and mids, but not so much on bass. Talk about software, the Infinix HOT 11S runs on Android 11 skinned with XOS 7.6. From the get-go, there's a lot of things going on. It's bombarded with bloatware and some pre-installed apps that you most likely won't use, but you can uninstall the majority of them anyway. Personally, I'm not a fan of the default UI look, but thankfully Infinix has numerous free themes in the X-Theme app that definitely looks better. There are also free wallpapers and fonts here that I know a lot of people can appreciate. Still, in the X-Theme app, you can also customize the animation for whenever someone calls you, and it's called Video Show. For other features, there's App Lock, App Freezer, Social Turbo for WhatsApp, Clone Apps, Multi-Window, and Digital Wellbeing and Parental Controls. So the HOT 11S is available in either 64GB or 128GB of internal storage. The unit we have has 64GB and we get a usable 50GB right out of the box. If that's not enough, you can opt for the 128GB variant or expand it via the micro SD card slot. Under the hood, this Infinix HOT 11S is powered with a MediaTek Helio G88 chipset together with a Mali G52MC2 GPU and 4 or 6GB of RAM. What we have packs 4GB of RAM. The performance isn't that big of a leap from the HOT 10S's internals, but it still is an upgrade and it can deliver well for basic to moderate day-to-day use like web browsing, video streaming, messaging, and calling. For gaming, there's a game mode in the settings that you can turn on for a boost and quick assistance. This phone can handle graphically intensive games such as Genshin Impact, Pokemon Unite, and Asphalt 9 in low to medium settings. It does heat up when used for extended periods of time, but not to an alarming level. If you'd like to see the benchmark scores that we got, we'll flash them now. For security, you can unlock the device via face recognition and a side-mounted fingerprint scanner. The fingerprint scanner responds quickly while the face unlock works well with some struggle under low-light scenarios. Okay, for connectivity features, it comes with 4G LTE, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth 5.0, GPS, screencast, and there's also an FM radio app pre-installed. When it comes to battery, we get a 5,000 mAh capacity, which is lower than the 6,000 mAh capacity on the Infinix HOT 10s. Nonetheless, this is compensated with its 18 watts fast charging tech since its predecessor still had a micro USB port and a 10 watts adapter. When we ran it through the PCMark's Work 3.0 battery test while the 90Hz is turned on, it got a decent 9 hours and 26 minutes. Meanwhile, in our standard video loop test wherein we loop a 1080p video at 50% brightness, 0% volume, airplane mode turned on, and at 60Hz refresh rate, the HOT 11s yielded 12 hours and 14 minutes, which should be enough for a whole day if you're not a heavy user. Moving on to cameras, its triple setup at the back is composed of a 50-megapixel main, a 2-megapixel depth, and an unspecified AI lens. Then for selfies, it has an 8-megapixel front shooter. The camera app is a lot similar to most Android smartphones today, so getting around shouldn't be a hassle. It has additional nifty features such as short video, beauty, portrait, super night, Google Lens, and you can use the fingerprint sensor as a quick shutter button. Quality-wise, shots taken with the rear camera often look well-detailed with good colors under good lighting conditions. It also produces very good HDR once you focused it correctly. However, sometimes you might want to take more shots since they can be overexposed. Its standard mode gives a nice depth effect, giving some professional-looking photos. And generally, there's not much difference when you use the high 50-megapixel lens, but of course, you can expect higher quality if you ever need it. You can manually zoom in from 2 times, 5 times, and up to 10 times, and even so, it can still show good undistorted details. As for night photography, its super night mode can make night shots look brighter and more detailed. Plus, we like how it doesn't take too long to take a shot. Flipping to selfies, under good lighting conditions, you can expect sharp details with still a soft effect on skin tones. Take note that it falls more on cooler tones, but either way, they're still pretty good for social media posts. As for videos, you can shoot from 720p, 1080p, and up to 2K without any stabilization on board. There are more camera features here that you can play around with, such as AR shot, slow motion, panorama, documents, and time-lapse. Alright, let's finally talk about price. The Infinix HOT 11s is available in 2 configurations. The 4GB plus 64GB is available for 6,990 pesos, while the 6GB plus 128GB is priced at 7,990 pesos. For its price, I can say that it's worth your money, but for the extra 1,000 pesos, you'll get more with the 6GB plus 128GB variant. If you are to buy this phone, make sure to manage your expectations. It's not highly dedicated for gaming, but it is a reliable daily driver for casual use. The battery did get a slight downgrade from its predecessor, but it's well compensated with the USB-C 18 watts fast charging. And yeah, that wraps up this review, guys. Share with us what you think about this Infinix HOT 11s in the comments. Would you buy one? Let us know too. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like, subscribe to our channel for more content, hit that bell icon so you don't miss any future uploads, and be sure to visit gigatech.com for the latest tech news and reviews. Once again, this is Justin, and don't forget to wash your hands and stay at home.